What up guys, my name is Kong and today I'm going to be doing another anime review. Today I'm going to be talking about My Darling and Their Friends Season 1 Episode 22, 23, one of the others. But let's talk about the episode. So finally the gang, the squad had hopped on one of the mothership, I get the Calisaurus mothership, and they decided to go into space to go after the entity or the invader or the aliens, and to really save 02. What I like about this episode is just it's an emotional episode. Every episode is really emotional, to be honest with you guys, and I like that because we are human after all, and these characters are human after all. That's why I like this episode. So this episode really talks. The gang decided, as I say, they decided to go up, and you see Kokoro and Mitsuru, the other guy, and she's totally unsure what to do with her being pregnant and what to do next. And Mitsuru say, "I'm gonna call out your name because you are the only reason I'm here. The reason that I'm alive. I want to be alive." So that's, and I like that. I really that scene because they really, it shows that these two characters truly love each other. Even though they have their memory wiped, they truly still love each other. They truly express their emotion to each other, and I'm like, wow, because we never really saw them have that kind of like expressive emotion. It was kind of behind the door where we don't really see them, and this was out in the open field. So let's talk about, so the gang goes up, and Hiro goes up, and then he entered the I guess the office or office, and Hiro 02's mind is actually literally in the robot. Her consciousness in there. So she goes in there, and he goes in there. He's sitting, and he like, he knows that that's her, obviously, and he like, "Come on, eat me, take me and let me be part of you." I thought that was kind of really symbolic in a way, because when you think about it, women give birth to a child, and that child could be a man or a woman, And then prior to, actually no, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say is that, prior to having a child, the men, they have both the couples, both partners have sex, and you have the intercourse, and the man, obviously enters the woman, and he's kind of like entering her world. So that's what made me think of this, the whole idea of, letting her take over him, becoming part of her, becoming one. Like I said, it go back to what I said earlier in this episode, in this series, of becoming one with each other, and that's kind of, it showed up again here. And what I love about this part of this episode is that we get to see the child 02 in the painting, or in the story that she have kept all her life, and in her heart, in her mind, in her soul, and we get to see that childhood 02. And I thought, I love that sequence. It's so innocent. She's so innocent, so pure, and so doesn't have that, it's not tainted. That's what if you get what I'm saying. And I love that. And he's actually there. He's telling her, "I don't care. I want you. I want to be with you. I want you to be with me." that I would never leave you. I make this promise. So I was just that whole, it's just so beautifully done, you know, because they are still child, you know, these kids, they're 16, 17, maybe 16, 17, they're going to adult, but they're still a child. And so what happened to what Hiro 02 did was she, I guess she had frozen into, she's like almost like she becomes stone, and then I guess her conscious, her mind literally shows up and like literally become the apis. She's like in that form, and she's like flesh and blood. I thought that was kind of interesting. It was kind of hot because you think about it, like, okay, 02. I mean, Hiro is literally inside of her. You see it, the subliminal message here is that he's inside of her, part of her, you know, and that she's on the outside. So it's still kind of the same as, you know, when they were still they were co-pilot and they were inside of the FranXX, but this time it's the opposite. Is actually Hiro inside of 02. As weird as it may sound, and I thought that was kind of, it was to me it was kind of like, okay, it's kind of weird seeing 02 as a 30,000 maybe, like, you know, skyscraper tall, maybe even taller than a skyscraper building, and it was just, but yeah, she's still flesh and blood. It was just so weird, and I had so many questions. It's like, okay, how was she, you know, after the battle is done, how does she return to normal human height that she can be with Hiro? You know, how does that work? And the body that turned into stone on Earth, how would that all work? You know, there's so many, this question I have. And the third, where is Hiro? Where is he inside of her? You know, as weird that I'm saying that. So I thought that there's a few questions I have. And also, Hiro and 02 have actually, they went into this like warp hole, and they're going to the alien, the space, these alien species that they're trying to invade her, and they're gonna go there and blow the alien species out of existence. And that is probably the next episode. And maybe I would say maybe 3 episodes after, maybe 4, if I'm right. But what I also want to point out to you guys, that back on Earth, it was raining. And it's raining probably, this is probably the second or third time. I can't remember, but for sure it rained in this episode. So to me, that like the Earth is responding to, is growing back, because there's no fight, you know, between the Calosaurus or the humanity, or the Calosaurus against the alien. So this really gives Earth the chance to really recover from the damage that we as humans have done to Earth. So I thought that's one thing I noticed, that it rained. And rain is really symbolic in itself. Rain is a life giver. If you have rain, everything grows. Rain fosters life. Rain brings life, brings things into fruition. Tree grows, the sun drinks the water. We drink the waters. And it's that rain is such an essential element, I would say, on Earth. So that in itself was really, really important. That I think Earth will finally come back, and the Homo sapien will continues into the future. I don't know is that Zero Two and Hiro will survive the battles. We don't know, and that's kind of the whole idea of life. There's no certainty in life or in any journey, that you have to go on this journey and you have to just wing it. You have to just go with it and you make adjustment along the way. You make decision along the way. And this is why I keep telling you guys I like this series, because it is a reflection of humanity, of us, the audience, in real life. That, you know, this is what life is all about. The journey, the surprise, you know, like Kuroko being pregnant, all that sort of stuff, being in love, you know, argument, everything about him being human. So that's why I love this episode, and I like this episode because that childhood scene, the conversation between Hiro and Zero Two and Mitsuru and Kuroko. So yeah, that is the end of my review of My Darling in the Friends Season 1, I believe episode 21 or 22. But please like, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and browse to my YouTube channel. Alright? And smash that bell button for me. It helps me and help you. It's a both-way street. And most importantly, guys, I want to say thank you so much for your time and effort to watching my anime review of Darling and the Friends Season 1, Episode 22 or 23. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.